Welcome to It Came from the 90s, where we celebrate the best and the worst from the greatest decade in history. On today's episode, we're pulling into the drive-thru and counting down the top 10 worst fast food items of the 90s. So sit back and make room for some of the most heinous and greasy fast food monstrosities to debut in the 90-210 era.
This is Dave. Dave is trying to have an extreme summer.
Number 10. Taco Bell's Extreme Nachos. We begin our list outside the bun with Taco Bell's Extreme Nachos, released in 1993. Extreme Nachos came in a box segmented into thirds. The box was designed to keep the crunchy red tortilla chips from becoming poor, unfortunate victims of nacho sog. The outer segments held the chips, and the inner segment was reserved for the nacho toppings, layered together in gooey deliciousness and topped off with the most extreme 90s condiment of all, wild sauce. Now, all of this together sounds delicious, but the toppings were layered like the Earth's mighty crust, and a mere mortal chip, no matter how extreme, could not dip deep enough to pick up all the toppings needed for a nacho-filled bite. The presentation alone set this brave casualty of the 90s fast food wars apart, but Taco Bell's extreme nachos were just regular nachos with red chips and a flashy wild sauce, and the ultimate fate of this item, much like our own lives, was predetermined, as extreme nachos were only offered for a limited time. Next up on our list at number 9 is KFC's Popcorn Chicken from 1992. In the early 90s, excitement was mounting over the many different types of fast food poultry popping up at restaurants everywhere, and the taste wizards at KFC, in their quest for fried chicken domination, bravely abandoned their greasy, bone-filled past and ventured into uncharted, boneless territory. KFC unleashed popcorn chicken onto the world with great enthusiasm, but despite the promise to bring a new crunchy flavor to their world-famous poultry, the results were less than mouth-watering. With more carpet-like breading than juicy morsels of the tasty bird, this 90s menu item tasted more like a dry, sand-soaked sponge than the tender poultry customers flocked to KFC for. Not even those famous 11 herbs and spices could save this avian abomination, and rumor has it that the Colonel himself rose from his Kentucky Fried tomb just to pluck this one off the menu.
Oui, monsieur.
You know, this is all in French.
Oui, monsieur.
Number 8 on the list is Wendy's Chicken Cordon Bleu. Wendy's tried to mix things up in 1991 with their ambitious attempt at fast food chicken cordon bleu. A classic cordon bleu is a breaded and fried chicken breast stuffed with ham and cheese, so the sandwich was certainly a complicated dish for the chain to recreate, and Wendy's version ended up being a Frankenstein-like experiment consisting of a breaded chicken substance concealed beneath lunch meat quality ham, cheese, and Grey Poupon mustard. Unfortunately, Wendy's attack on taste buds didn't pan out quite as well as they planned, and before long, this revolting dish vanished from menus everywhere. Coming in hot at number 7 is the McStuffin', McDonald's take on a Hot Pocket. This 1993 experiment was a transparent attempt to gobble up a slice of that flaky, buttery Hot Pocket dough that was basically printing itself at this point. Not to be outdone by the freezer-dwelling Meal Pocket, McDonald's McStuffins were available in flavors including Philly cheesesteak, barbecued beef, and the ultimate taste of the 90s, pepperoni pizza. McDonald's thought this menu addition would be a hit, but this Hot Pockets ripoff received a majorly icy reception once released, and soon Mickey D's microwave pockets of putrid meat goo joined an extensive graveyard of discontinued items the very same year they were released.
Who's gonna give you delightfully creamy, smooth frozen yogurt that's non-fat, cholesterol-free?
Next up at number 6 on our list of the top 10 worst fast food items of the 90s is Dairy Queen's DQ Breeze. In 1990, Dairy Queen had the unfortunate distinction of being a pioneer in the attempt to introduce healthier options to fast food customers. The queen of the teat decided the beloved Blizzard didn't meet the demands of the health-crazed 90s consumer, so DQ whipped up an unholy hybrid that would scar our stomachs and souls forever, the infamous Breeze. This 90s menu item was a nauseating combination of low-fat frozen yogurt and toppings served in true Blizzard fashion. But with only 10 fewer calories per ounce than its contemporary, this royal treat left customers wondering what exactly they were sacrificing the taste for. We churned the depths of the fast food graveyard to come up with this list, and in doing so, awaken more than one deep-fried spirit. Help us keep them warm by giving us a like and a share.
McDonald's doesn't have it, Wendy's doesn't have it, it's Burger King's new flame-broiled meatloaf sandwich.
In 1992, Burger King proudly presented their meatloaf sandwich and dinner basket combo. The culinary visionaries at BK are always looking to maximize their menu's greasy goodness, and in the early 90s, the fast food Goliath planned to shed their greasy reputation and turn their restaurants into more upscale establishments by providing table service and free popcorn. Their grand plan centered around dinner baskets, all-in-one meals served in baskets, and featured a brand new flame-broiled take on a classic home-cooked favorite, meatloaf. Burger King thought it had a winning combination, but not even free popcorn could save this unappetizing mega flop. Despite BK's best attempts to entice customers with its flame-broiled take on a classic served in a basket, the meatloaf sandwich was a thrown-together, soggy mess of rancid leftovers, served tableside, of course.
They ate their words. Critics are saying McDonald's new McLean Deluxe is revolutionary. That's because it's made with the leanest beef patty in the business. 91% fat-free.
Number 4, the McLean Deluxe. Number 4 on our list is the McDonald's McLean Deluxe, the fast food behemoth's $50 million entry into the healthy eating marketplace. Launched in 1991 as part of McDonald's entertainingly disastrous deluxe line, a line of accursed products meant to appease health-conscious consumers in the throes of 90s low-fat mania. The McLean Deluxe was the worst of the bunch and came with a reduced fat patty made up of 91% fatless beef. To create this dieter's dream, the meat wizards at the Golden Arches replaced the missing fat content with water and bound it with the meat using carrageenan, a seaweed extract. Yum! Despite the initial promise of healthy and flavorful food, diners were served mutant plant burgers made from a substance straight out of a bad science fiction movie. Unsurprisingly, this hideous act of science was met by customers' collective dry heaves, and the burger was shelved quickly after its debut. Next up at number 3 is Pizza Hut's Triple Decker Pizza. In the 90s, pizza restaurants were waging a pizza war in which the combatant with the biggest pie would be crowned Pizza King. In 1996, Pizza Hut was on a mission to win this pepperoni-fueled arms race, no matter the cost. To do so, the Hut took pizza to the next level by introducing the Triple Decker Pizza. Pizza Hut's Triple Decker Pizza was a pizza with 2 layers of crust, sandwiching in generous amounts of toppings and piles of gooey cheese. It was like Pizza Hut took a pizza and stacked it right on top of another pizza. The Triple Decker was a noble attempt at fast food immortality, but it was practically impossible to get this thing in your face due to it being a floppy, greasy mess that was too heavy to even pick up. And if somehow you were able to hoist a Goliath slice, the toppings were prone to dangerous and uncontrollable pizza slides. Plus, all that stacking resulted in entirely too much crust, the ultimate enemy of the 90s. Agree or disagree with our list? Are we missing your least favorite? If so, hit the comment section and let us know about it. And then, make sure to like and subscribe so you can be the first to get our new content.
The BLT. It's an American classic. How can you make it more interesting?
Coming in at number 2 on our list of the top 10 worst fast food items of the 90s is the BLT Soft Taco, released in 1995 by the queso-slinging fast food juggernauts Taco Bell. The 90s were a wild time. Bacon was everywhere, and it seemed like you could spread bits of the crunchy swine on anything and call it innovative. But when the passionate tortilla flippers at Taco Bell unleashed their BLT Soft Taco, we knew all things bacon had gone too far. The BLT Soft Taco, bacon, lettuce, and tomato, served with cheddar cheese and club sauce, was a sloppy mess, doomed from the start. Even something as sacred as bacon couldn't escape the culinary wrath of the taco titans, and the bacon on the BLT Soft Taco was either limp and undercooked or charred to a tooth-shattering crisp, and the club sauce, either overpowered or entirely absent, contrasted with the inconsistent bacon in ways that simply didn't belong in a delicious tortilla shell. Nothing could save this toxic taco, and after one bite, bacon lovers were ready to send this 90s menu item straight to fast food oblivion. Could there be anything worse than a BLT Soft Taco? Stay tuned to find out. Honorable mentions, because there's always room for more in our order. Here are some honorable mentions. BK Burger Buddies, 1990. Burger Buddies, released by Burger King in 1990, were an attempt to compete with White Castle's famous burgers, but their competitiveness was short-lived. Instead of the grilled and seasoned to perfection sliders advertised, tiny, poorly made meat patties on stale globs of inseparable bread were served. What was intended for culinary greatness ended up being a mini disaster, big enough to hurt BK's bottom line, but not big enough to make our official top 10 worst list. Domino's Dominator. In the spring of 1993, Domino's unveiled their contribution to the pizza wars of the 1990s. The Dominator, an utterly colossal creation, the sheer size cast a formidable shadow over its competitors and created logistical nightmares for all those involved. This rectangular behemoth spanned nearly an entire yard of pizza goodness, but poor planning doomed the gargantuan beast before customers could even taste the cheesy calamity, because after preparing the colossal creation for delivery, it wouldn't even fit in the average vehicle and was ironically only offered via carry-out. And finally, at number 1, the worst fast food item of the 90s is the McDonald's McLobster, released in 1993. That's right, lobster at McDonald's. No need for an explanation. That's it. The McLobster. Done. It's as gross as it sounds and explains itself. Well, okay, but we will have to be brief, as the entire office is beginning to dry heave. In 1993, the lobstrosity washed ashore and was an unspeakable culinary horror, so foul and stomach-churning that even the great Poseidon himself shuddered in revulsion at the very mention of its nickname. The McLobster, the strangest and most unholy McCreation ever birthed into this world, failed miserably due to it being a vile and disgusting aquatic abomination. But limited product supply and high prices also played a factor in its demise. These issues quickly sank any hopes that the crustacean concoction would ever dominate value menus. Well, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, everyone, and remember to choose wisely the next time you're in the drive-thru. And hey, if you have time to give us a like, share, or comment, we would greatly appreciate it.
That's because it's made with the leanest beef patty in the business.